2021 brought about more than a few hard to believe investing stories. In July of 21, I bought a 0.06 acre lot and flipped it for a 33% return, not even half a year later. The story starts in 2020 and 2021. I noticed that my hometown was investing a lot of money via tax work projects in the downtown area, and I knew that this was a place I wanted to invest. I considered buying a small beat up house in the downtown center, but ultimately I landed on buying a buildable lot. I thought this would be the best way to invest my money and that we would see the most appreciation with the lot. I noticed there were a lot of new developments that were beginning in downtown, but there weren't a ton. So there wasn't a lot that you could point back to on what the value of land might be when it correlates to the sale price of a new build. This time I didn't know a lot about land loans, and I had about $55,000 cash that I was ready to invest into downtown anywhere that I could. And so I started to look for an opportunity. The only viable option on market was listed at $68,500, and it was a 0.06 acre lot. If you want to know how much 0.06 acres is, it is simply not a lot. It's enough for a row home style house with a small yard and maybe a place to park, but that's about it. But that's what I could afford, and I knew it was a good entry point into the market. So I offered $45,000 for that lot. After some back and forth negotiation, we settled at $52,500, which brings the total price on the lot to somewhere between $700,000 and $800,000 per acre. Closing day was not that exciting because from the research I've done, I had purchased the smallest lot in the history of Rogers. The key to my investment strategy that has burned me many times, but also led to successful outcomes many times, is I don't think about it too much. If I'm making an investment on gut feel, I jump. So everybody that I consulted after the fact, once the deal was closed, said I wouldn't pay more than $40,000 for that. I purchased the lot intending to build a single row home, which I don't know why I thought that was a good idea when there was that little scale. So the next thing I did was there was a one right next to it for sale, and I got with a few developers and I tried to sell them on what could be a small single family development with two homes that are very similar. We could both go in on one. It would be awesome. They would do great on the market. We'd make a little profit. And everybody that I brought the deal to seemed to think that it was too small. It was going to be too difficult. It was a bad buy. I paid too much for it. I don't know what the heck to build on it. I mean, I heard it all, which was really kind of funny because it's such a low stakes situation in general. But all this led me to part 3, which was at the turn of the year, to go ahead and list the lot and see what happens. So December rolled around. I decided I just need to take the L on this one. I paid $52,500 for a very small lot, and this in Houston or New York, like it's Rogers, it's not that valuable. So I got with Michael, who's behind the camera right now. We went and took photos of the lot, which took about 1 minute. Michael edited the photos. All of a sudden I listed it. So when I listed the lot, I listed it for $62,500, which was $10,000 more than what I paid for it, just to see what happens and go from there. List the lot. I get one call that tells me an offer's on the way. Never saw that offer. I get another call. They're actually submitting and how many do I have on the table? I said I have one interested party. Please bring your highest and best. And this is, I'm not even kidding, the day that I list the home, or not the home, the land. So the next offer comes in and it is $70,000, which is $17,500 more than I paid for the lot 6 months ago, a 33% return. And needless to say, I was stunned. So I was really confused why they offered that, but really excited. If you see this video, thank you. But they offered $70,000 with pretty good terms. So of course, I accepted the offer, kept it clean, and yeah, closed on the lot, made a good return. But there are some key things to note from this whole situation that I think is important for real estate investors from a wider view instead of this little micro example of flipping a lot for a 33% return. First thing I'll say to real estate investors Not every deal looks amazing on paper. Some of it comes from creativity, maybe a hunch of what's about to happen in a submarket, reading into the zoning code, understanding how there's been examples of certain small scale developments and I expect more, understanding as a population increases, land inherently goes up in value. And I know what you're thinking, last year was high inflation, but even on paper, that lot should have only appreciated 3.5% from what I paid for it. So there is a lot of value in making subjective decisions sometimes with your investments based off gut feel and just understanding what's happening around you. Next would be consider investing in land in a really tight real estate market. With such low months of inventory, there are a lot of people looking to strike gold in the building world. And before you can build a house, you need land. And I think that's what happened here, is it was just a really good entry point value, which brings me to the third point. Something that's been a pillar of my investing strategy so far is being an entry point buyer. So you really like a neighborhood, you'd love to get a house in it, but it's an expensive area. You might want to buy just about the cheapest thing you can find, because the one thing you cannot change in real estate is location. So for me, getting on the edge of a neighborhood like I've described in past videos, but still benefiting from that area, increasing in amenities or appreciating, can be a valuable investment strategy. This is Drake, running real estate here on YouTube. Today we talked about the $17,500 33% return lot flip on the 0.0 acre lot. Hope you guys took something away from this video. Please comment what your feedback is. I gotta run.